Hi, welcome to another episode of Time Out with Gabii. With me here is the legs of Edmonton, the Seven Foods Queen, Camren.
Hi.
Welcome to my show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. This is the third or second time we're trying to meet up.
Yeah, we've been rescheduling. It's been a bit of a hectic month or two, but we're here. We
Finally, right? So can you walk us through your childhood and what it was like, your coming out story?
My childhood, oh my goodness, that was a lot. Like, grew up in like a super tiny, like, church cult town almost, pretty much.
Cult town?
Yeah, it was very cult vibes. No, for real. There was, I think, a population of 400-500 people, and there's like at least 3 different church congregations.
Oh my god.
And it's like very, very conservative. Like, very
What church
right-wing.
is that?
It's called the Canadian Reformed Church.
Ooh.
Nobody really knows what it is because there's like 6 of them in the entire country.
Okay.
But like it's super because like you weren't allowed to date outside of the church. You weren't
Ooh.
allowed to like go to like functions on Sundays. Like you had to be in church twice every Sunday.
Twice
every Sunday, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, girl.
In Edmonton?
No, this was back in the town I grew up. The town was called Nearlandia. Nobody thinks it's a real name. It doesn't sound real.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know if like, it's just a rural town in Alberta. So typical hick, fucking redneck vibes, right? Oh my gosh, no, it was crazy. So I didn't even know that like gay was something you could be, other than like the only references I knew about homosexuality from the Bible, right? So it's like you're gonna burn, you're going to hell, like for whatever. And so I didn't think there was like I didn't know about any of that, and I didn't even know about the word trans until because I went to a public high school then. So I went to a bit of a bigger town that was like 20 minutes outside of my small town where I grew up, and that high school was like, oh my gosh. So that school was like really, really different from the one I went to from like kindergarten to grade 9, and then the one I went to for high school, it like completely opened my eyes. Like it wasn't a Christian school, it was just a public school, whatever, right? So I was like just bombarded with like people were cursing, they were wearing piercings, they had dyed hair. I was like, what is going on? Like people had tattoos, and I was like, you are like they're like this. I was like, you're the squad of Satan, right? Like come on. I was shook, and as soon as I got to high school, like everyone I made friends with was like, you're gay, so you're gay, right? And I was like, no.
Right?
That's crazy. That's crazy. I would never. I literally would never. I had like a girlfriend for about a month when I first.
You had a girlfriend? No, I never had any.
I know. It was like I just got to the new high school. I didn't have any friends. So I was like sitting in the cafeteria just by myself, all lonely. And then these like group of girls came up, and they were like, what are you doing? You want to hang out? And I was like, sure, I guess. I don't fucking know. They were just being friendly to me. And I was like, okay. And then I hung out. Her name was, can I say her name? Whatever.
It's up to you. You can use a fake name.
Let's call her Bethany. So Bethany, she wanted to hang out with me quite a bit. And then, so we went for like a walk to a lunch for like, there's like a Subway close to the school or something. And so she did the whole like, can I see your hand? And so I was like this, and she like grabbed it, so we're like holding hands now and walking. And she's like, "Okay, now I'm your girlfriend." And I was like, "Sure." I was like, "All right, cool, great." I don't know, like, am I supposed to feel something? Because I didn't. Like, I was just going through the motions, and then we dated for a month. We just hung out at lunches. She was the worst kisser too ever. She's my first kiss and the worst. She was like. The tongue was like all the way in.
It was fucking fish.
It was too much. I was like, whatever. But I thought that was normal. I was like, this is my first kiss, so I was like, this is how it's supposed to work. This is great. And then one day I was leaving school. I had to catch the bus, and I was late. So I was like, just grab my shit, and I just ran. I didn't say goodbye to her. And so I get a Snapchat when I get home, and she's like, why didn't you say goodbye to me? And I was like, because I was busy and I was missing the bus. She's like, well, we're done now. And I was like, okay.
Just like that?
I was like, okay. Genuinely had no feelings about it. And I was like, you want to break up with me? Sure. Cool. And then I moved on. And yeah, no, it was so crazy because that like really, I was like, really made me think about it. I was like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't want to be in that. And then just like, I was just being exposed to the world, you know, I got other like worldviews from like my friends and stuff. I made good friends in that high school. and they like taught me that it was okay to like just be. So I ended up living a very different life at school versus at home.
Oh my god!
Right? Like I think I was 16 or 17 when I started doing makeup, but I was still living with my parents. I was just in my basement bedroom, just doing my makeup as fast as I can. I hear someone like, if I hear two footsteps coming down those stairs, I have to wipe it all off. I'm like, shit, they cannot catch me like this. I hear 2 steps on those stairs, and I'm like, nope. But yeah, no, for like 3 years, I was just in my basement, like painting my face. I would sneak out of the house in face sometimes. It was just a lot of like trying to.
Before you get home.
Sorry?
Do you clean it before?
Yeah, I would wipe it off in the car as I'm driving home, like driving home from school. I would like wear lipstick to school sometimes, and I'm in the car home and I'm just wiping it all off. My parents like saw a stain or something. They're like, "What's in your lips?" I was like, "I don't know. I just had a berry or something. I just ate a blueberry." Like,
it sounds like a movie,
right? It was crazy. No, for sure. But it was the only thing I could do for my safety. Is just to like hide that all at home, because they were like, anytime I tried to talk about it, it was just like, that's not a thing you're allowed to be. That's not the way you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be like this and this and this, right? I think someone actually ended up outing me to my parents. Yeah, when I was. See, but the thing. Sorry, I was like 16. I don't really know if I'm outed or my parents use that as an excuse to like bring it up in conversation. You know, they were like, so someone told us that you like are this and this and this, and you're doing this outside of school.
No one told them.
Yeah, like someone told you. I was like, did someone tell you, or are you just putting 2 and 2 together? Because I wasn't very good at hiding it, you know? Like I did my best, but it's not easy to hide that stuff. So of course I just deny. When they ask me, they bring it up. I'm like, I would never. And then they're like,
okay,
you
had a girlfriend, honey.
Right, I had a girlfriend. Come on. Oh, but also the thing was, I had a girlfriend, but that wasn't allowed either. I wasn't allowed to date, period.
So that was real Kristen.
Yeah. I was already rebelling with just a girlfriend. Imagine the whole gay and transgender girl.
Satan.
Right? Literally. So yeah, it was like deny. They're like, we're gonna pray together, we're gonna like work through it. Like, God is the only way you can find true happiness and whatever. Literally. It was a fucking nightmare. So I just like dealt with that until I was able to move out. And then I moved out when I was 18. I moved out to the U of A campus. I lived on campus for a year. And then I was really able to just completely break free. It was amazing that year. It was a tough year because I did a lot of stupid shit, but it was a really formative year for me, for sure. Like, I really came to terms with myself. Like, I had identified as non-binary at that point. Like, right before I moved out, I was like, okay, I'm definitely not cis, I'm not a man, whatever, right? But I don't really know how to like navigate this. Yeah. So I spent a lot of my life like living in the city, living here as a non-binary presenting, like a masculine presenting non-binary person, right? I think, and then I started going on hormones, and then I was like, because I still wanted to, I was just like, I still think I'm non-binary, but I want to feminize myself a little bit, you know? So I started going on hormones and that kind of thing. And then I was like, yeah.
How long have you been on hormones?
I think it's almost 2.5 years now.
Oh my God.
Yeah. May of 2021. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. And then I think I actually started drag like 6 months after I started hormones. Like, I debuted. Like, I had been doing drag in my bedroom in my dorm room for like years and years and stuff, but I was never confident enough to like go out in public. It was so scary. But then the one time, like, me, my friend and their mom, we all went to Evo. BOA was opening from Canada's Drag Race, and I just showed up in drag because I was like, I want to go out and drag in public for the first time. I want to go to the gay bar and drag. And then Rob looked at me out in the crowd. He said, "You are tall. You are gorgeous. Do you want to perform?" And then I performed, and now I'm
Rob?
here. Yeah, Rob asked me to debut in the middle of an Evo show. I got on stage. It did okay. It didn't fall.
What song?
I did Magic by Kylie Minogue.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that, baby. And well, like, I had been like rehearsing, of course, like every little gay drag does. Like, in your room, you're like twirling, you're lip syncing. So I was like, I have something I can put together. And I didn't fall. I didn't look bad. And I was like, I'm still proud. That number is still on YouTube, and I'm still proud to watch it. You know, like, I look back at it and I don't cringe that much.
Shout out to Rob.
Shout out to Rob, for real.
He's really a cool person that sees opportunities and know how to make use of opportunities,
Yeah.
and I know he's gonna be on the show sometime this month.
Oh
So
yes, I love that. You know, he gets a lot of flack, but he's a really great guy. Like
yeah.
I wouldn't be here without him. You know, like I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity. So I'm really appreciative towards Rob for sure.
So are you out to your family now?
Oh yeah. So I
How did
had.
they take it?
Well, we're not speaking anymore. We haven't spoken in about 2 years. I think I was just living my life. I went back there like twice a year for like family gatherings, like Christmas, that kind of thing. I didn't see them very often. And then I get a text like in a group chat from my mom and dad, and they're like, "So we heard about this Camren persona. Like, what is this? What are you doing?" They all I think all these questions are like, this isn't right. You're not going to find joy in this. Like, the only true joy you can find is in God. And I was like, whatever, girl.
Right.
So I responded back, and I was like, I am the happiest I've ever been. I am living my best life. If you don't want to be a part of that and you don't want to support that, you can get the fuck out and leave. And they were like, so you're really going to threaten our relationship over this? Like, what happened to your faith? And I was like,
faith?
girl.
That made me live in fear?
Literally, like it was used as a tool to literally make me scared of everything, right? I was scared to everything I did was too girly. I was too feminine. I was walking wrong. I was talking wrong, you know? Like all that shit I had to just bury deep inside. And so once I'm finally able to just be myself, like the happiness and joy I found, I'm never going to give that up. I don't care. Because full T, they're rich. My parents, full T, they got money, girl. So
you ought to wait for the fucking insurance.
Oh, I know, literally. I was like, the only reason I kept talking to them because I was like, I need their financial support. That's the only reason I kept them in my life. And then at that point, I was just like, you know what? It's not worth it. It's literally not worth it. Like they could give me the most money in the world, but that does not. That's just. I don't want to hide my joy.
Happiness, yeah.
Right. I don't want to hide my joy for them to make things happy. So no, I told them I'm going to live my life for my happiness. You guys can figure it out.
Yeah, because I told a friend the other day, I was like, nothing beats peace of mind.
Literally.
You know, because I moved out of my family house too, because at the end of the day, what is the essence of living with them if I'm going to have headache all the time? You know,
Right.
If I was living with them, I don't think I would be in this community right now.
For sure.
I didn't really come out. I didn't really start going to bars and everything until I started working.
Yeah, okay.
Knowing I could move at any time and everything, right?
You had that stability on your own.
Exactly. So I was like, oh, this is actually a lovely life. This is a lovely community out there, you know? So what am I being indoors at 6 for?
Literally. Like I would rather struggle a little bit with my rent than live and hate myself. And
to
like,
think there are people that can also pay your rent for free. Come on,
girl. I can't.
Oh my god,
it's crazy. Yeah, no, my mom still sends me emails on my birthday actually, and she really loves. Oh, it's not sweet, girl. It's not an awe moment. No, it's dear dead name, and then she like uses my dead name like a million times in email, and she's like, "You're missing family moments. You're missing out on your nephews growing up." Like, and we just can't help that. We just hope that you turn back to God or whatever the fuck, right? And they send me one of those emails like every year, and I'm like, delete, girl, move on.
I think you can block the sender, but don't block her though. You never know when they're gonna send you money.
Literally, I need that e-transfer, girl.
Yeah, like, oh my god, I'm sorry you have to go through that, but like at the end of the day, here you are.
Literally, I'm better for it, right? I wouldn't be in this position that I am if I didn't have to go through all of that. I always think like, shitty happened to me, but I wouldn't change any of it for sure. Like I am right here. I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
So I know you're taking psychology. Is it psychology?
No. I went to university for 1 year for a Bachelor of Education.
Oh, Bachelor of Education.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's failure then.
Yeah, failure is the one in.
And have partner.
I think. He's also in school. I don't remember what he's in for.
I remember the first night I met you all at the time I worked with the government.
Yes.
It was great meeting you all, to meet people that were sensible. Because, like, trust me, the people I hung out with at the time with just this dummies.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
All the way caring about with shoes, clothes,
Oh, yeah.
this and that. Bitch, you can't pay your rent.
Oh my god.
And you're out here trying to, oh no.
Period.
Like, it was crazy because, and one thing I love myself for is that I don't fall under peer pressure. You know,
Yeah.
like, honey, if you're getting the Versace shoe, I don't want it. You know, I have
Right.
other responsibilities, you know, but like these people were just so clueless. They were just like, have you seen a chicken walking without a head? Just
Yes.
all over the place.
Oh yeah.
And I met you and I was like, oh, these are great people to have a great conversation with. And I didn't know you were in drag. I was like, oh my god, this fucking bitch.
No, it was great.
It's been nice knowing you all, and like, here you are. And also, so are you still in school or just a vacation?
No. So I did the year, and it was during COVID, right? So I moved to on campus in 2020. So my idea of campus life was completely different than what actually happened, right? It was.
What was your idea?
I don't know. It was like parties, you're going out, you're hanging out with people, but it was complete isolation, right?
Well,
when I
yeah,
got there,
true.
because most of the dorm buildings got shut down except for the one that had single rooms. So it was just my own room. I didn't have a roommate, which was kind of nice, honestly. I had my own little place.
A lot of things happen in those dorms. I've been there a few times.
Yeah. Like, it was fun for the first couple weeks. Like we hung out with people, but then the university got like really strict. They're like, don't fucking leave your like dorms, like no parties, like no group gatherings, like none of that shit, like no study groups, like.
So they didn't send you home though.
No, no, literally. So we were just like stuck in our dorm rooms all day, and that just like ruined my mental health. I was just like, I wasn't seeing anyone, I wasn't talking to anyone. I was just in that room all day, every day, and it was just not good. And I just really fell out of love with the education that I was like taking. I used to really love learning and like love. I was majoring in math, and I know
math.
She's a smart girl, and minoring in physics.
Holy yeah, hats off,
right? But it was just like too much, and it just like wasn't fun anymore. And learning is supposed to be joyful to me, you know, like I want to be excited about learning stuff, not dreading it, you know. So I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna get through this first year. I'm gonna take a year break from school, see if things go like back on person or anything, and then I can go back. And then after the year off, I was like, even if they're in person, fuck that. I am not going back. I am doing drag. I'm living my best life. Like drag is my passion. That's what I want to do. Like I can go to school when I'm 50 and actually have money to pay for it.
True.
You know, like school will be there when I am older. So I'm going to do what I want now, have a good time, and just like really fuel everything into my drag.
Yeah, I would also like to go back to school, but who knows, honey? This brain is retired.
Right?
If it's not about money, I don't want to do it.
Literally. And it's like every time I try to do like simple math now, I'm like, shit, I smoked all my fucking brain cells away. I can't do anything anymore. Oh my god.
Like I've attended a few interviews, and it's like, oh, when I attend interviews, like they used to be like, oh, that's great, that's the right answer. But now I just say crazy things, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. They're like, sure.
My brain is declining.
Right? Like I was always the one, I was like, weed's not gonna hurt my brain. I'm fine. But I'm like, maybe there's some, you know,
I went to a job interview
down.
today at a bong shop or a weed shop. And they were like, do you smoke? I was like, yes, I smoke. Bitch, I know nothing about weed or cigarette or bong or whatever. Just hire me, honey, out.
Wait, you don't smoke?
No.
Ooh.
I know. I'm trying to keep this lips as pink as I can.
Honestly, valid.
And so how has your drag experience been so far?
Oh my gosh, it's been so great. Drag makes me the happiest I've ever been. Like I was alone when I moved to the city. Like I had no friends or anything, but I found my community. Like
you're
really
right.
fast.
Once you go to Evil, you're able to click.
Literally.
And now you have your own shows. How
right.
did that come about?
I think it was
Party Queens?
No, I was not with Party Queens when I first started hosting stuff. I actually only recently joined them back in April, I think. So I haven't been with them for that long, but back, I think I first started producing shows. I was doing drag for about 6 months at the time, and I performed at a Halfway to Pride show at Beercade with Dad Bod Rod hosting. And I was like, this is really fun. This is a really great venue. I love this stage. I love the backstage environment. I love everything about this. So I just emailed the events manager, and I was like, hey, I want a show. I want to do a show here. This sounds like fun. He was like, okay. And so we had a meeting, and now I have a show. Like,
oh my God. Is
honestly,
it every month?
It's every other month now. Yeah. It's been going almost 2 years now. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, it started off like I didn't start off as Cameron's Cam Girls. It was originally I didn't know what I want. I didn't know if it was gonna be reoccurring or anything like
Or
that. So
just
I
a
was
one
just
time thing?
right. So it was just an all girl group extravaganza. So it was just like I just love girl groups. I love like the Girlicious, the Destiny's Child,
Spice
the
Girl.
Spice Girls, like all of those girls. Like the girl groups are just obsessed. So, and then I was like, I want to have a show where everyone's just paying tribute to their favorite girl groups, and that was
Yeah.
great. That was a lot of fun. And then Bernard's the event manager at Beercade, and he was like, "This is really successful. You're a great person to work with," and we've been doing reoccurring bi-monthly shows ever since.
Oh my
It's
god.
really great.
And I know we had the Cam Boys one too. So how did that come about?
Cam Boys was so fun. In this city, we have a lot of great drag kings who just don't get booked as much as they should be, you know? So I was like, I really want to highlight this community's incredible drag kings. And what better way to do that than just have one of my shows, just give them a spotlight for it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and then
you also showed up as a fucking king.
like,
bitch.
I tried. It was crazy. Like, I was like, I really want to do this. Like, I want to like show like solidarity and like be with them, and, like be part of the
Right,
kings.
yeah.
And it was crazy, like battling with my dysphoria doing that too, like drawing on the mustache and like the masculine makeup, and I was like, I feel cunty, but this is so weird.
Right.
I was like, I look so
You gotta
good.
do it for the community.
Right? We're doing it for them, for the people. Yes. But it was so fun, and it was received really, really well. So I'm excited to do it again next year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's gonna be a Cam Boys 2 next year for
So
sure.
it's gonna be just a yearly.
People
don't like the kings.
Girl. No, we'll definitely, and I mean, like, I have some kings in my other shows too. Like, it's just I love casting. I love casting a super diverse cast, and I love mixing in like new performers with like more experienced performers.
Yeah, like this recent one you have, and I know there's a lot of new performers.
Yeah, there's a few like Monster Truck, Missy Jelliot. I mean, they were in the drag scene before, but like now they're like making their resurgence. Mortis X, fabulous new performer. Yeah, they're incredibly talented. I'm so excited. They're just gonna do some crazy shit at my show. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's gonna be awesome. And
buy your tickets.
Yeah, it's buy your tickets event, right, baby. And then I also have Gemini and Celine Dijon, so it's like a really nice rounded out cast. It's gonna be an amazing show for sure.
Yeah. So, what would you say is your favorite performance so far?
Of mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I have a few. I think one of my favorites for sure is my Cruella number from the Halloween Review Royale, where I got runner up.
Really?
Whatever. Yeah, I got.
How much did you get?
I didn't get shit, girl.
Really?
I went home empty-handed. No, I'm not empty-handed. I had fun. I had a good time. Like I never go home empty-handed in drag. Like even if there's no money, like I'm leaving with good experience.
No, I was just saying in terms of because I know the last review they had to pay them.
They had money, bro. But I think in my case there was like the actual winner of the house. K-Days?
Never mind, just keep talking. We're gonna talk.
I'm so lost.
We're gonna talk after this.
Now I forget what I was talking about.
You're talking about, you said you never leave a show empty-handed.
Right, yes. Just like with new experiences, new friends. Like if it's not about the money for me, you know, like the money is obviously nice and it's great to help, but I just love the art of drag, and I love watching the art of drag and being around other drag artists. It's just incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I'm feeling sleepy. So what would you say is your least favorite performance?
Oh, hands down, it was my second performance ever. It was at Investiture at Evo back in 2021. I performed Maniac by Girlicious. Oh god, it was a nightmare from the beginning. Like I was going to get ready at a friend of the time's house.
And then it works out. You have to get ready from your house.
Literally,
100%.
Literally, I went there. I had all the makeup, but I forgot all of my brushes. No brushes, so I had to use my friends, and they just got robbed. All their brushes were just stolen. So we had like 3 makeup brushes between the 2 of us, trying to get fucking ready.
3 fucking.
Girl, it was my makeup was rough. It was on though. It was still on, but it was rough. And I was wearing one of her wigs. And I had never dealt with like flat synthetic hair before. performing at least. So it was just in my face the whole
Oh
time, and I was like, every
yeah.
time I did a twirl, I was like, ugh. And I was like a new performer just getting it out of my face the whole time, and it was just, it was a mess.
Yeah,
And
you literally struck me with it.
and I thought I was the shit for that number because I thought I choreographed the shit out of it, and it was just so crunchy, so bad. I'm just like walking from the back to the front, spinning to the back to the front. And I'm just like, girl, what are you doing? But you know what? We live and we learn.
Right.
We live and we learn. No, it was a good time though. It was because like after that, I debuted at Boa. Rob asked me to perform at Investiture, so I did that, and that was I got my first ever bodysuit actually for that gig.
The one you wore the cats, what is it?
No, it's like the blue floral one. I got it, and it has like a little white like shoulder thing. I got it from Ruby. We were like, she like saw my debut. She like reached out. She was like, "Yeah, I saw you like you were doing really good. Like if you need anything, like let me know." And she had this extra bodysuit, and it was like my size. And she's like, "Do you want this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I need good drag." So
Yeah.
shout out to Ruby. She got me my first drag outfit. Like that
Nice.
was
Shout out to
everything.
Ruby.
Right? My first non-thrifted, non-dollar store drag item. You know,
No dollar store. We always run to dollar store for emergency.
literally.
So, what's your thought about this drag bans and no reading of story time and killings in the state
Oh my god.
and banning of queer lures and queer marriages in Russia and all these countries?
It's rough. It's rough, but people I think the more we realize that the people who are freaking out and the bigots are a vocal minority, like there's really not as many of them as we think. We just need to gather like because there's so many people who are just completely indifferent. They really don't care. They don't they're like you live your life, I'll live mine, whatever. They don't care. They don't get involved either way, but we kind of need those kind of people to get on our side to realize because we're getting heinously attacked. Like we're getting called awful things daily. Like we're getting called pedophiles, groomers, sex fucking like it's the shit I'm seeing every day about trans people, about drag queens. It's infuriating, honestly, to see. And like, I can't go 2 seconds on Twitter without seeing
drama,
without seeing some shit, and like all the replies are just some transphobic bullshit, and I'm like, it's just so tiring. Like I've had to like delete Twitter for a minute, which is super hard for me, as some of you might know. I fucking love Twitter. I'm on it all the time. But I was like, I cannot look at this stuff every day. You know, like I just have to protect my peace. I can't really like I don't have the resources to help in like a tangible way. So I just have to be there. You know, I am just my existence is like protest enough, you know? My existence and my being out there is a protest enough. So
recently, a guy was stabbed for just voguing or dancing at a gas station.
that was terrible. I know.
And it was stabbed by a Christian. Because the guy was like his religion doesn't
his religion, like their religion seems to justify murder, which is also against their religion.
Exactly.
Like
makes sense.
Like I understand gay people might be against your religion, but I'm pretty sure do not murder is one of like the 10 commandments.
Do not kill, yeah.
Yeah, like
bitch.
That's like one of the most basic commandments, and they're just like, my religion says I can.
It's crazy. And like you're killing a gay person. Honey, who are you going to meet in jail? Gay fucking guys.
Literally.
Are you gonna kill them all?
Yeah. Good fucking
Jesus. Some of these people don't think. And like I told someone in the previous episode, I was like, most of these people have made up their mind that this is how life is supposed to be and this is what's gonna happen, you know?
Like point blank period.
Like that's why at times I don't even bother saying anything or trying to change anybody. Because you can't really change anybody. Only the person can really change. You know? So if these people are literally saying this and this and that, I'm like, honey, don't just come closer to me with that nonsense. You think it's the wig? I will take it off. And we're gonna square up, bitch.
Really? Fuck it, I will strangle you with these inches.
Like at times I see some people move funny and I'm like, honey, if it's a wig, just fuck, it's just a wig.
Like they get all up in arms over this like the smallest little shit. Like we're just trying to be happy and live our lives in peace. And that just pisses them off so much.
And it's so crazy because, like, I mean, most people have said they've received slurs or hate speech. And I wonder how it's like for people who take the transit. Imagine taking the train in drag. Like, I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, it's
gonna be crazy.
It is terrifying. Yeah, I am a transit girly, so like taking the train and the bus to gigs and shit. I haven't like had too many people like physically do anything yet, It also helps that I'm like 7 feet tall. Like they tend to be kind of intimidating.
Your fucking skull.
Right, I will step on you if you get too close. Just back the fuck up. But like, there's a lot of staring, there's a lot of whispering, there's a lot of name calling and shit, right? There's a lot of that. But honestly, you just get used to it after a while. Like, existing as a trans person, I've been getting catcalled and harassed on the street.
Immune to everything.
Literally, right? Like, I don't notice it. Like, for the most part, I don't really notice it anymore.
Because I told someone, like, we didn't overcome everything to come and stoop so low to receive bullshit from anybody. Honey, I didn't abandon my family, move away from my family to come and cry because you called me a G word or something.
Yeah, like,
come on, honey.
Like us, sticks and stones, right?
Oh my god. So, what is the date for your next show?
My next show, well, August 20th, Cam Girls 5, Back to Basics. That's the only thing like released in the calendar right now. But there's other things. There's lots of other stuff in the works. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was the experience at the K-Day?
Katie's was so much fun.
The
oh my
fucking
gosh.
choreo?
Bitch, we put a lot of work into that. We put like so many hours into rehearsal, and like
you guys worked for the money.
We worked for the money, girl. We worked for the fucking money. It was everything, and it paid off so well. Like watching the videos and stuff of it at the venue, it was just incredible. And that venue was so cool. It was so fun to perform in. Like, it was just like, it felt like performing in like the old time circus.
Yeah, right? That's what I was about to say.
Literally, it was like so cool. Like, I really am a circus clown right now. Like, I truly am living my clown fantasies. And like, the backstage was like a trailer, so it was like I'm a movie star, and there was air conditioning in the trailer on stage. It was amazing. No, and the staff was all so much fun there. It was a really great night. I cannot wait to do it again. We're actually probably going to bring that show, Party Queens of Rock, to Evo sometime soon. Okay. Maybe we're going to bring it to Calgary sometime soon. We're going to bring it around the world. Who knows?
That's a great performance.
It was really, really fun. Like, we put so much work into it, and just to see how much it paid off, it was just incredible.
Well, it was great having you on my show. Is there any other thing you'd like to add?
Stay sexy, stay slutty, stay stupid.
I'm cunty.
Yes. Thanks for having me, love.
Thank you so much for being on my show. And where can we find you on Instagram?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all at Camren_Yeg. I don't post on TikTok. There's one up there from like 3 years ago, and I look good in it, so I left it.
You're great, then. Thank you. See you all.